up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Nobody Asked Us with Des and Kara, presented by Brooks Running. And you know what
Oh,
that means?
yes.
We've got the controls today. How's it going, Kara?
Chris ain't here. We're going to have fun. I'm doing fine. How are you doing? You are not at home. You are in yet another hotel room.
Another hotel room. You know what I've been doing this year is I take a photo out of every hotel room I'm at. So I have this collection of every
Yeah,
spot I've been. I'm in Vegas right now, so this is a pretty epic view if you like that sort of thing.
that's
Um,
amazing. You know
yeah,
what you should do? I have an idea for you because
what's
you've been doing that. You should do a reel at the end of the year to the
that?
song Life of a Showgirl and just
Oh,
all the views from your window.
there you go.
I'll make
Okay.
it for you. Send me I'll literally make it for you. That would be so cool.
I'll dump them on you. You'll be like, wow, that's a terrible one. There's a couple of really
Oh,
gnarly ones in there.
it
Like,
would just show like how hard you work and how much you travel.
yeah. Yeah, I've hit my diamond status for the year already, so
Oh,
that's
good.
exciting. I don't have
That
to
is
do a last
exciting.
minute flight.
That's very exciting. And you
Goodness,
have so much travel
yeah.
still. So what are you doing in Vegas?
I'm doing an event for TCS,
Oh,
and
cool.
just going to chat and talk about the Future Run project where they're doing the thing with my heart, and then it's actually an insurance convention, which is pretty funny. And they were like, "Can you make a tie between running and insurance?" And I was like, "I'm not sure. I'm not sure." So we have it Q&A style, and I think I can pull some things on the questions asked, but it's a little bit of a stretch. But hopefully the people will like it.
I think it's going to be great. I can't wait to hear about it. You're going to
Yeah,
crush it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So fly out tomorrow, and that'll be good. And then I'm done until New York.
Then you're done for a week and a half,
Yeah, exactly.
essentially. Yeah. Okay. How long are you going to be in New York for the marathon?
That's a great question. There's some things I need to sort.
Yeah.
So we can chat about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure. I think I'll have an event Thursday night, and then I know I have something Friday evening, and then there's a few like TBD things in terms of running and pods and all of that stuff. So
Right. You need to get out of there.
yeah, that would be my
You
preference.
need to get out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
went to a wedding this weekend in Bend. Well, it's just outside of Bend, and we did this really beautiful trail run along the Metolius River
Yeah.
the day after. And like in the last mile, I just like clipped a rock and completely smashed my knee on a rock. So
No,
that's a
are you
little rough.
serious?
What's that?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean it's fine, but it's like I have like two knees on one side right now. It's like so
Oh,
swollen. So
so
we'll
what are you
see.
doing for it? Like, can you run on it right now? Are you resting it? Or are you just kind of working through it?
Yesterday I took off just because I was traveling anyways, and I was like,
Yeah.
it was actually we stayed in Bend and it was like 35 degrees in the morning, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nice spot where like I'm not getting an appearance from anybody, or like it's like I don't have to race the
Right.
50. Um,
Right.
so that's a good spot, but also I'm like, oh, is this just an excuse to not have to go? So we'll see. I'm gonna run today and see how it's feeling, but
I would
it's
say that
everyone's gone
knowing you, you're not a person who makes excuses. That's not really your thing.
down.
I don't think I've ever heard you make an excuse after a bad day or anything. So,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if your knee is really, if it doesn't come around like that, I think it will.
I think it
But I also, I don't think, I'm trying to think like sometimes after races, people will be like, well, what happened? I can't think of you ever saying anything other than just like, I ran hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll let you know. I should have taken a photo of it because it was so big. I was having like trouble getting my pants on.
Oh, please tell me you're at least icing it or putting a
um,
sleeve on it.
no, because I've been on flights. But
Okay,
maybe
can
I'll
you
throw
tell
some ice on
Ryan to get you a knee sleeve that you can slide on it when you get home
it.
and ice it today?
Throw some ice on it. I'll ice it
Yeah.
today, and then we'll go.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
How was your trip home from Chicago? What have you been up to? Give us the updates on Colt's race because that was pretty epic.
Yeah, well, I missed it, but he
Yeah.
ran awesome. He ran smart and he kind of worked his way through the second half. And, I think his big goal was to be first team all conference, which is top 12, but he was 14th. I think I told you, I think he'll be like 15th to 18th.
Nice.
But like, it's so hard here. Like, Niwot is in his conference, which is the number one team in the nation. And then they have their state qualifying meet a week from Friday. And they have Niwot and Boulder High now it's ranked number 1. Boulder High is ranked number 9 in the nation, you know?
Okay.
So like the comparison game is really rough here, but
Yeah.
he ran awesome. He ran another PR, and now this week they don't have a race. So they actually went to the course yesterday where they're going to run their state qualifying meet. And he came home a little like deer in the headlights. I guess it's a really hard
Oh,
course, really hilly, especially over the final mile, and really narrow. And he doesn't like to go out too hard.
yeah.
So,
That
but it's
sucks.
good. Now they saw it, right? And they can kind of formulate a plan. But I got back Saturday morning. I was out on an early flight, and because Cold Out has a 4-day weekend, she doesn't have school
Oh,
today
nice.
either.
Oh, dang.
And
Great.
yeah. And so we have friends that came into town. They landed around the same time I did.
Okay.
And their daughter's looking at schools in Colorado. And
Nice.
so we've all been hanging out. We went up to Estes Park, which is really nice. It
Mhm.
was shockingly, like you said, 35 degrees. Like we got up there like, oh, it's going to be 40 something. It's about 10 degrees or, 15 degrees cooler. But then it was windy, and with real feel, it was in the 30s. And we were all like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's chilly.
Too soon. Too
Yeah,
soon.
wow, that was a big change. Yeah. But it's been fun. And then yes, I never went on a college tour. Did you?
A couple.
So I went on recruiting visits, but I never went on like
Oh,
a
okay.
college tour.
Yeah,
Did you ever
yeah.
do a college tour?
No.
No. So didn't either. So yesterday my friend's daughter was taking a college tour at CU, and I'm like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I wanna
She
see
learned
what
all
that's
kinds of stuff.
like. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel bad saying this because I went to CU and I love CU so much, but it was a really bad tour.
Oh, no. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
It was like they focused so much on the rec center and the football team.
That's
And
annoying.
like, it's like you can't even get tickets as a freshman. Like, why are you talking about the football games?
Right.
It was really interesting. And then she said that was like my friend said that's kind of typical, but it was like I know that professors are busy, but like no looking in classrooms, no like having professors talk. I was like, I feel like I could have given her a better tour.
Right. I'm sure you could have, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is your experience and you know all your spots. Like, you learn the little history things.
Yeah. So
That's disappointing.
yeah, and it was so long. Like there was like a video at first, which was fine. That was actually informative. And then you walked around campus and it was supposed to be 90 minutes and it ended up being over 2 hours. And I was like dying because
No.
as you know, I don't like walking. Like walking, I'll run, I'll jog, I'll
Yeah.
hustle, but walking like
It's like
destroys me.
strolling.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
But yeah, so they're here for the rest of the week, but they're visiting schools in Denver and Colorado Springs. So it's fun to
Okay.
have them in the house though. We
Yeah.
have a full house. Yeah.
Did you learn anything new? Like, did you learn anything from the tour?
I mean, I really didn't. I really didn't. I mean, I didn't realize how many Nobel Peace Prize winners went through CU or like the ties to so much stuff with astronauts, I guess. But I
That's
mean,
kind of
not
interesting.
really.
Um, do you think that you're a harder critic because of your time at Celestial Seasonings?
Yeah, I will say too. I'm not going to say the names of our tour guides, but
Yeah.
um, they they could do better.
Yeah.
I think sometimes like you do public speaking like that and you walk around with people and you learn how to speak better, but a lot of so yeah and with that and so yeah, and I was like, "Come on ladies." I mean, I get
Right.
it. I say like all the time, but yeah.
Maybe they're new. Maybe that was like one of their first goes at
Yeah.
it and they're going to
I mean,
get
they're
their
pretty
first
brave,
money.
right?
Yeah.
They're just like taking these families around. Everyone's kind of doesn't really want to be there, but they do want to be there, but they don't really want to be there.
Right. And you're doing a
So
sales pitch, really.
yeah, you are. Yeah. It
I
was
don't
interesting. I had never been on one because I just went on recruiting visits and
Yeah.
then I would just hang out with the team, go to dinner with the coach.
Yeah.
Maybe they would take me to a party, then I'd go to practice, right?
Yeah.
I never was and I think about that. I think isn't that kind of weird? I
I
mean,
don't know.
I had zero worry about like what the school was going to be like.
You didn't do any, like, meet with a professor or sit
No.
in on a class?
Nothing.
I
No,
did that.
never.
Yeah, that's kinda funny. They're just like, "You're gonna come here to play us."
Right. Like, I took
Don't
6
worry.
recruiting visits, and I never met with a professor or talked to anyone about anything academic. It was just, "Here's
That's
the team, here's practice, here's, like, a party, now I'm having breakfast with the coach, now I'm going back to practice, now I'm going to the airport."
yeah. I mean, it's so short too. I
Yeah.
feel like Arizona State was the place where I met with, like, professors and people in the athletic department, but who put you on the academic track, which is
Well, that's good. That's where you ended up going.
pretty funny.
Where else did you take a recruiting visit to?
I think I went there in Berkeley, UC Irvine. Actually, Ben Cesar, who works at ASICS.
Yeah.
I met him on like my recruiting trip when I was in high school, which is really funny. So it's so funny to see him now.
Wait, what
Uh,
was he doing? Was he a
he worked
coach?
he worked at UC Irvine. I think he was an assistant.
Wow, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. So fun fact for you.
Yeah, that is a fun fact.
But yeah, it's pretty funny. Like he'll talk to Ryan. He's like, "Yeah, I remember meeting Des when she was just like, in high school."
Just
Random
little.
story. So
Yeah.
I went to those three. I think that was it, really. And I
Yeah.
picked really late. Where I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I have to do this. Make a decision."
Well, that's the other thing now is I feel like they make a decision so early. I mean, not all of them, but a lot of them make a decision as at least athletically as juniors.
That's weird to me. And then
Right?
they can like
So
change
much
their mind.
changes in between
Yeah,
your junior year and when you graduate. It's
yeah.
crazy. Anyway, yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's fun. Um, can you tell me a little bit about this sweater you're wearing? I'm curious. Is this a Taylor Swift sweater?
okay, this is a sweater that I wanted to buy like a year ago maybe. I don't remember. And it was way too expensive. I was like, I cannot buy it. It was like $200. I cannot buy it. And I've had it for a couple months. A couple months ago, I'm walking through Nordstrom Rack and it's just there.
Mm.
It's just there. And it's like $60. And I'm still like, oh, it's still kind of expensive, but it's way cheaper. And I bought it. And I love wearing it in front of Colt because he legit hates mushrooms.
That's hilarious.
It's a total teacher sweater and I just love
Yeah.
it. And it says like on the tag, it says, "Oh hey." And it makes me so happy. And it's like crazy because I coveted this sweater and then I ended up getting it. So that's my moral, guys. Just like the moral of the story is like
Wait,
just wait.
wait it
I
out.
just am in Nordstrom Rack and it's just hanging there with no other sweaters, nothing. And I
Yeah.
just got it. So you might
It's
see the teacher sweater more than once as it gets colder here because I really wanted it for a long time.
I love it. I really hope this video is working because right now you're frozen and I can't see like the full sweater, but I just was like, I like this look that you've got going on when we started. So I
Okay.
really hope this video works.
Okay,
I
well, it seems to be working on my end. So hopefully everyone
skeptical,
will
but
see.
we'll
There's
see.
like a rainbow, there's a star, there's a lot
Yeah,
going on.
now
There's
it
there's
like it hurt me. It
sunshine,
was like now it's showing a little bit
there's
more.
a lightning bolt. There's a lot going on. All like happy things. Yeah.
Yeah. I was immediately like, wow, I need to know more about this thing. It's so great. Um,
Oh god,
yeah.
okay.
Well, see, that's the problem. I feel like if I try to wait things out, like my size is gone for sure.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm just
no.
like, I think if I think about it more than once, like I'll withhold the first time because I do everything online.
Yeah.
We don't have stores by us.
Right, right. Yeah. Actually, what is the closest mall to you?
Probably like 3 hours away, like in Rochester somewhere.
Yeah,
There's
so you
there's
can't
no
just go shop like a normal person.
so yeah, and then if I think about it again, I'm like, oh, I still really want that. Like I've thought about it more than once. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll put it in the cart and be like, put everything in, then I'm like, no, no, I'm not
Yeah.
sure yet. And then if I think about it again, like a little while down the road, then I'm like, oh, then I must really want it. And then you can always return it, but it is a pain in the ass, and not for
Yeah.
Ryan. Like
Right.
we take this back. It's like fine. So
I just like I have a hard time. I don't know why. I have a hard time buying anything at full price.
it's a
Because
Ryan thing too. He'll like that's his first thing to tell me. He'll be like, "Oh, I bought this and this and this, but they were on sale, or I had a coupon code, or whatever." I'm like,
right.
"I don't care." Like,
I'm just like, I know it's not worth that. And if I wait a little bit, but yeah, what happens to me a lot is that then it is gone. Like I'm
yeah,
like, it'll go on sale and then it is gone. So you're right. If you really want something, you just gotta,
but also like, what was the last thing like you really wanted that was like apparel or like shoes or something? You're like,
yeah.
oh my god, I can't live without that. Like, I haven't had anything like that where I'm like,
Okay, wait. Have you had any fancy splurges lately? Like at Boston, you had bought your sweater.
yeah, um,
Anything else?
not particularly. I bought a,
Okay.
a nice pair of jeans in Japan.
Oh,
They're
nice.
not like crazy. I wore them to the show, to the live show in Chicago, and they're like it's like raw denim, so it takes almost like a year to break them in. So just you just feel like shit all the time. You're like you're like a robot, like ugh. So I'm putting some good work in them. I put them on every day to break them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How so do you don't wash them though? Or do you?
I don't think you're supposed to. Like
Yeah, you're
a
not
lot of
supposed
people
to.
are like throw them in the freezer. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't. I think I'll probably wash them every now and then, but you turn them inside out, and like there's
Yeah.
a lot of indigo dye in there and stuff. So wow, you just came in crystal clear. The internet's rolling over here.
Rolling. Okay, well, this has been interesting and random.
Very random.
Should we talk about the big marathon that we were kind of at and then we left?
What? There was a race this weekend? Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get after it.
Wait, one other quick thought because before we move on, sorry, it just popped in my head. So CJ said that he went to ASU,
Mhm.
but you were gone,
Yeah,
or were you?
he was
Okay,
much younger than me. Is
okay.
much younger than me. Not
But did you
was.
know him because he went to ASU? Like, did you follow him before he became like a Brooks athlete, or no?
I remember him from I think Brooks PR. Maybe he might have been
Okay.
at that meet, and then I met him. I mean, I we took a photo together at the 2020 trials. So he was like a hometown hero athlete, and then ran super well. But yeah, there's always been sort of that like Sun Devil connection, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I
easy to root
didn't I didn't realize like until I ran with him what a like high school study was. I guess I did.
for.
I mean, I just know him as like CJ Albertson, the guy who runs
Yeah,
a
yeah,
million marathons a year and never runs slower than 210,
right.
So anyway, interesting. Okay, we can move
Yeah.
on. Random
Okay.
question. Okay, yeah. So the race. There was a race. There was a marathon.
What marathon, Kara?
Chicago Marathon happened. I thought the results were interesting because I think there were some people who really knocked it out of the park, but there was a lot of hype about how fast it was going to be this year, perfect conditions. And it seemed like more than a few athletes, and it's understandable, it happens, just sort of got out over their skis early in the
Yeah.
race. Yeah.
I mean, I think this is the time in the 4-year block, and it's also like when the conditions line up like that, you just like swing super hard,
Yeah.
and it's like whatever, if it falls apart, it falls apart. But like,
Yep.
I want to try and run that monster time. Um, and everyone seems fit and ready, and then you had the confidence of Boston and so on and so forth. So yeah, it wasn't shocking to see people take big chances, but also like it's really hard to get that right. Also, I think there was some folks who were just it was a huge leap, like I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to single anyone out, but like a Dakota being like, I'm going to go out in 110 and pick it up, which
Right.
would have been awesome. And I think it probably lines up with what she's seeing in training and running with Andy Frisbee and all of that stuff. But it's still a monster jump from her PR. So,
Right.
if the wheels fall off on that one, it's a tough day. But she still
Yeah.
PR'd. So
Yeah, she did. Yeah. Yeah. Um, well, do we want to talk about the races? We were both really mostly focused on like the American results.
yeah, I mean, on the front side, I think we can just talk about it was fast. I mean, the
It
men's
was
winner
fast.
was super quick. What was it, number 3 all time?
Yeah, 202.23 for Jacob Kiplimo. Um,
And he went on crazy hard. Like
yeah.
they got after it.
Yeah, they were through in 60 something, I want to say under 60-30
That's
for the
crazy.
first half.
Hmm.
But John Career was sort of pushing that too. But then obviously it caught up with them a little bit, but still 202.23. I mean, that's not bad.
No, and he's a fairly young marathoner, right? It was his second
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, he was in the first Olympics I called. He ran the 10,000. I want to say he got bronze.
Yeah, I
Um, and then I didn't like hear about him for a long time. So I think this was only his second marathon. Maybe he debuted in London.
think he did Valencia. I could be
Okay.
wrong, but I think that yeah,
Okay. Well, it turns out he's good.
yeah, big. I
Um,
mean, not surprising. Like I think you're going to see a lot of these track guys move up and have similar like success right away.
yeah.
Although I think that this was kind of fun to see people find the wall a little bit. Like obviously you don't want to see that, but I think we're starting to find limits and barriers again.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll be a little bit more meaningful when people break barriers because
Totally.
like, it becomes a challenge again, if that makes sense.
I'm somehow still sick. Yeah, well, let's talk about Connor Mantz because I feel like there was so much pressure on him and there was
Yeah.
a lot of discussion about like how fast will he go out? What will he do? He totally came through, obviously ran the American record 204.43.
Hmm.
I liked the way he raced. He kind of raced in the second pack. He kind of sat back, not sat back, but let other people be in front of him. He didn't have to be pushing that pack the whole time.
Yeah.
I did think he was going to run his way into third, and he just sort
Yeah.
of ran out of gas a little bit. Masai just had a little bit more, but he delivered and he did it, he
Right.
smashed the American record.
Well, I think we talked about this like heading into Boston, where it's like he's the guy. He's the guy who can be up in the front, who might be able to get that major marathon win for the US. He could be on a podium in the Olympics, and is another really big step forward, and with a lot of pressure too, as you said.
Yeah. Do you
So
think 204.43 is as impressive as 205, whatever you ran in Boston, 205 low?
I think so. I think it was a little step forward. Like I said, I felt that Boston ran pretty quick this year.
Yeah.
So even like matching that, I think would have been like, okay, like he's showing that on a flat course or whatever, without the faster conditions, he's, the same guy. This isn't like a fluke or a fast day in Boston. It was like he's matching it. And then he just took another step forward as well. But I think you've seen that like all year long. Like his half in Houston was really good. He made progress, obviously connected the dots in Boston. And then had really good races between like Boulder winning.
Right.
That was crazy to find that kick at the end after having done the marathon build in Boston and all of that stuff. And then the 20K at New Haven in it was pretty good conditions there, but like to smash that record, yeah, I think we've seen him make progress all year long. So yeah, I think this was a step forward.
I'm happy for him to like check that box, and now I'm excited for him to see like I'm excited to see now that he's checked that box, like what does he do next to be on the podium, right? I mean, he's
Mhm.
been so close twice now, but that's got to be the next goal is to land on a podium. So he's proven to himself he can run fast, and it's like I just don't know. Like, I mean, I guess this is how every athlete is, but I just am like, how can he get faster? He's training so hard. But I guess it's just, you know what I mean? He's like training so
Right.
hard. He's already so fast. But I guess it's just like the years of experience in the training, right? You just keep stacking it and you learn
Yeah.
a little bit more each time. And I guess could he be a 202 guy?
I mean, who knows, right? Like he's going to improve for a few more years, I would imagine. How much and like staying healthy is going to be the key there. But yeah, you're not going to lop off 2 more minutes like in the next race. It's going to
Right,
be
right.
squeaking things down bit by bit, and then you have to depend on weather as well. I mean, I think the other thing is you said he's trying to be on podiums. He's been really close a couple times now, but when do you go like, okay, I'm not actually trying to race for third. I'm trying to race for the win, and I'll give up a podium to try and win.
Right,
It's
right.
like it's one thing to be like, okay, I'm going to hang back and then run through the group of guys that went out with the leaders and land on the podium. But it's another thing to be like, I want to try and win. I'm going to go with the leaders and try to hang on to a podium.
Yeah.
So I
I was
think this
glad that
takes
he
pressure
didn't.
off that
Yeah, for sure.
time, but it's like it's going to change how he
How he
races. Like,
races.
is it going to change how he races? I guess that's the question.
I'm glad that he didn't go out with the leaders here because
Yeah,
I think that would have like blown up and then he would have run. I mean, who knows? But it
right.
probably wouldn't have gotten the record or it wouldn't have been sub 205 and then it would be like he'd still want to check that box. Like I thought he ran really smart. One thing about when I see Connor Mantz races, he is always the aggressor. Not
Yeah,
always, but he mostly is the aggressor. And so it was good to see him let them go, say, "Hey, I'm on this mission. I'm hoping they're going to come back to me." And they kind of did. I mean, the top two didn't, but the
yeah.
rest did. And it was good to see him race that way. But now that box is checked, he's got the AR and yeah, it's just
What would your tactic be? Like, what are you doing to close that gap? And then how do you change how you race in the next one? Is like,
yeah.
what's the next goal even? Like, what's the next goal? Is it podium or is that silly?
I think it's podium. I think
Yeah.
what I like is he took the next logical step, like we were talking about Dakota and I'm sure in her training it showed her she was ready to run sub 220. But her PR was 224 high, I think, or 225. And instead of like going for the 222 or the 223 low, she
Hmm.
went for it all at once. But I like that he kind of took like the next logical step here. I'm sure as a competitor, he wanted to just go out and try to win it all, but he
Yeah.
took the next logical step. So I think if he can take like the next logical step is what 20, 30 seconds faster, all of a sudden that gets you on the podium. But
Right.
maybe he just says, okay, now I got the American record. Now it's time to just try to win one of these. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems
Yeah. I
risky.
mean, I guess like, what's the value of podium? You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to belittle it by any means. It's like, significant, but like,
Yeah.
what's the difference between third and fourth besides like 10 grand?
I mean, I think it's just being able to say you're a podium finisher. Even he was saying that right after, like, "Oh, I'm super happy, but I just want to be a podium finisher." Um, but you're right. Like, if you're, I mean, he literally was 6 seconds out of third place, and same thing at Boston. It was
Right.
so close.
Yeah.
I felt like he ran this one smarter. He didn't have to lead the chase pack the whole time. He was in it, and he did lead it at times, but not the whole time.
Yeah.
So I just felt like I felt like it was the smartest race that I've seen him run. And then I was like, okay, he checked the box, he's shattered the record, and maybe now he's a little more free too,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's a record he's wanted for so long. And now it's like, okay, I did it, it's done. Now I can go back to racing with a little bit more abandonment. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just think it's not a huge leap, but it's significant when you're like, okay, like how do you win, you
Right. I
know?
mean, we're talking about he's 2 minutes and 20 seconds out of the win. That's not nothing,
Right. I
you
mean, in
know?
Boston, it was significantly closer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see like what he targets next in the marathon and like how he approaches it. Does it change dramatically, or are they just still like, nope, just like one step on the podium at a time?
If you're Connor Mance, do you go to London or Boston?
I mean, I would go to Boston. I think that he can be, if he's an American winner, it'll change his life, right? Not that
Right.
he's hurting right now, but in London, he can run faster.
Right.
I think the podium there is harder. I think the win is harder just because they're going to go so fast and you just
Yeah.
have to be with it. I think he's probably maybe suited for a more challenging course, but maybe not. I mean, he's obviously got the turnover.
Yeah.
What would you do? I
I mean,
guess
part of
go
me
for
wants
rocks.
him to go to London and just get that PR a little bit lower, get under 204. But also, I think Boston is a bit of an equalizer, and he did run really well there last year. He knows the course now.
Hmm.
And like you said, if he were to win there, it's iconic, right? Like, of anybody. You're the only person that knows in my life what it's like. So I would like to see him. I guess I kind of like this strength-based marathon followed by a fast marathon that he has going on. And maybe I would do that cycle again. But I do think he could get lower and put that American record further out of reach. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think there was a thing with him recently, and he was like bucket list race that he really wants to do, and he said Tokyo, which I thought was interesting.
Mm, that's
Um,
a really fast course.
yeah, also
Yeah.
another fast option, and I don't know. I mean, any major is going to be super tough to win, but I don't know about the depth there.
Right.
Like maybe that's where you get your podium. Maybe that's
Yeah.
where you
But
can.
I mean, a win in Tokyo is not going to change his life the way a win in Boston would.
No, right. Well, even like getting a faster time in London without being on the podium or winning.
Oh, yeah. He talked about the significance of getting the AR on American soil,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Like, it's just there's people are there to see it. America's there to see it. It does feel different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think in London it's like you wake up and check your phone. You're like, oh, cool.
Right. Right. Right.
Right.
It's
Like,
true. Yeah.
and then you go on with your Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was exciting. I was really happy for him. He's a guy that works super hard, is super dedicated to everything. So it was cool to see him get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that team, the Ed Eyestone's group, has just had a big group out there. I think it was pretty mixed results, but obviously that like when you see somebody that you're training with have that type of success, it's like, okay, I know
Yeah.
this works. I know go back to the plan and I'll have my success as well. So
Yeah. Well, I think that was one of the things about this race that was interesting to me is there was such a mixed bag of results, right? Like we're both super high in Casey Klinger. He also trains with Ed Eyestone and he didn't have the day he trained for. Of course, his was a debut. So sometimes I think debuts are so tricky.
yes.
It's like
Yeah.
you can knock it out of the park or you can have a horrible race and then but you might be the next great marathoner. I mean, even Paul Tergat, I think, like had a rough first couple marathons. So it's like
Yeah.
you just never know. But didn't obviously, I think he ran, what did he run? Did he run 2:16?
216. Yeah.
We know he's better than that.
Yeah.
He had hopes of breaking the American debut record. So yeah, I haven't heard from him what went down. Have you?
I haven't. I'd be curious, just like, was it physical? Is it nutrition? Like, probably got out too hard in hindsight. Little like I would just
Yeah.
like to hear what he has to say about it. But there's like debuts are funny because you just don't know what you're in for, and sometimes
Yeah.
that like naivete is uh, a blessing.
Yep.
Like you don't know
Mhm.
what you don't know, and some you can just go and rip and be like, I had no idea it was going to be that hard. Um, but sometimes it just bites you in the butt, and you're humbled by the distance. But he's with a group that I think a lot of the guys have had kind of rocky debuts, but then just like kept chipping away at it. And
Yeah.
so I wouldn't write him off of that
Oh, no
by
way.
any means. I think he's a super talented guy. And I also think like there were expectations of like, oh, he's got the chops to run the debut record and he could be really, really good at this and maybe just apply it a little bit too soon?
Yeah. I feel like I can't remember what he was through the half in, but it was at least 2:08 pace, and I think he ran it ready to run 2:07 instead of running a debut a little bit more delicately, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like a little bit more carefully. He just went for it, and I haven't heard obviously, so I don't know, but I think yeah, I think he raced it aggressively, wanting something, wanting a time instead of just learning the distance. And
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he also has time. I mean, there's like
Yeah.
obviously I think everything he's doing is probably geared up for the trials. So you work
Yeah.
backwards. It's like, okay, we can solve a lot of this or make the next one a nice step forward. And then all of a sudden, like the timing works out where
Mhm.
you're at your best, you understand the distance, you know how to compete right for the trials. And so that the timeline is really good for him still.
Does it seem like there's anyone I mean, Clayton Young, I think, is probably the second closest. Does it seem like there's anyone who can challenge Connor Mantz? I
It
mean, I
seems
know it's a
like
few years away,
yeah,
but
seems like he's in a league of his own. I mean, I think
mhm,
Zohair Talbi will be competing
mhm,
at the trials, who ran, I think, 207.
okay.
And then there was, was it Kiptu?
Yeah, Kip too, but I don't remember where he finished.
He didn't have a great one. I think he got out a little bit too hard. So it's like
Okay.
promising, but then, it didn't quite
Mhm,
match up. But that's a bunch of guys right now. Yeah, I think Mance is a little bit in a league of his own. And then,
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what Clayton does in Valencia.
yeah.
Does he match Connor or is he a few minutes back?
Yeah, I think it makes sense for him. The next logical step for him is to run 2:06.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean that's bad.
No,
You know,
right.
it'd be by far the second fastest American man, but it makes sense to just like I think he was, I don't know, I didn't have a chance to talk to him in Chicago, but he was kind of frustrated with what happened in Tokyo. He took a fall. He
Yeah,
didn't, he trained so hard and so well for it. He just wants another chance to show that fitness. But I think for him, the next logical step would be to get in the 2:06 range. But I mean,
right.
he didn't ask me, but
If you're Clayton Young and you're going to Valencia, do you I mean, I guess you're saying 206, but like do you try to run 206 and go like, okay, check the box, or you're just like, you know what, it's been a long season, I'm going to go out an American record pace and like I reserve the right to drop out if it's not going well.
yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I would be like, I'm going to go and I'm going to get a PR. I'm going to prove to myself that I'm in the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
And then I can take that information how I choose to move forward. I mean, some of these guys, like, they're in the grind. I wonder if any of them are going to take the spring marathon off and
Right. That
maybe
was
do some
yeah.
shorter stuff. Like, I could see Clayton if he did PR, maybe he does short. I mean, he has issues with his back sometimes on that shorter stuff, but even Connor, I could see them. Well, Connor's kind of on this roll, so maybe he doesn't want to break that. You know, when you have like momentum and you're like, no, 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 I learned a lot. I want to go apply it again. But I think I could see a lot of marathoners. I'm not just talking about those two specifically, but saying, okay, it's been a long couple of years. It was a grind through the Olympic trials, through all that, world champs. There's nothing next year. Maybe I'll just skip the spring marathon and focus on some speed, but I don't know. I mean, if Clayton's running Valencia in December, which he is he going to want to run a marathon in April? I mean, then you're thinking he's gone April,
Yeah.
September, December, back to April again. That's a lot
Well, and you can go back even further. They ran trials, games, and then came back and did New
and did
York
New
as
York. Yeah,
well.
you're right.
But I think the thing that's missing that we're not talking about is the amount of money in appearance. So,
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
like those two guys, there's a lot of reasons for them to keep on the cycle, but also
Yeah.
when you start looking forward to like, well, does it continue if I don't make that next team?
Right.
That becomes starts becoming important. But then like also strike while the iron's hot type of like,
Right.
figuring that balance out is always tricky.
Yeah.
But adding in like the third of the year, like that's always that's tough, and then it puts you on a timeline for the following year as well. And then
Right.
obviously those conversations for appearance money get a little bit different as well. Like, well, you just ran Valencia
Yeah.
and you did Worlds, so how can I feel like you're coming here
Ready to crush.
focused on this and
Yeah.
really, yeah, ready for this? So
Yeah.
those will be interesting, and I
That's a
think
really good
those are
point.
the only two guys that are kind of dealing with that problem.
Yeah. On the American side for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be just interesting to see their decision making with that. But I could see a lot of the other guys who are kind of hungry up and comers trying to get on a team, focusing more on the track, or like how can I develop the skills and the tools so that I'm ready for 2028
Yeah.
trials.
Right. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting for sure. I'm trying to think of other Americans in the race. CJ Albertson, he told me he was a little just tired.
Yeah.
He
Check
ended up,
that.
yeah, he still ran 210.
Yeah.
Um, Galen Rupp at 39 ran 209, which I actually was impressed by.
Super impressive. Yeah.
Like it didn't, for me, it didn't match up with like his other results that he's had. So I was like, good for him. I mean, I was surprised by that. And then there was a few people in that 209 range, I want to say.
Yeah. Ryan Ford and
Ryan
Andrew
Ford, yeah.
Colley ran a little PR. I mean, I think those are guys that were looking to take a chunk of time off, to like
Yeah.
separate themselves as like, I'm the guy who's, in line to get that spot at the trials.
Yeah.
I'm the guy behind Clayton and Connor that you should be
Right.
rooting to come here. Or,
Yeah.
even to take a leap ahead of
Of
Clayton,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen for them, but you gotta take that chance.
Yeah. I mean, like we've talked about this before. There's times of the year or times of your career where it's just right to just take a chance, right? And so I feel like a lot of people took a chance here,
Yeah.
which there's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't when you take a chance, there's a lot of times it doesn't go well.
Well, I mean, you picked the right spot for it when the weather's perfect. Did we hear any weather complaints afterwards? Was there any weather complaints?
I didn't. And in fact, I heard people saying basically what we're saying, like, well,
This
and
was
I didn't dig that into it to be honest, because I was up in Estes and
You didn't care. Like,
I cared, but I was yeah.
no weather
But it
complaints.
seemed like a couple people that I heard said like it was the weather was great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I mean, I'm sure there's someone who complained, but I haven't heard it yet. Should we move to the women?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm laughing because I wasn't even really excited by this race up front, and it was 1 and 2:14:56, and that just shows you how much this sport has changed.
Oh, yawn.
How Mesa ran 2:14:56, and I'm like, meh, yeah, okay. It's just so bizarre. It's
Yeah.
so crazy. I actually hate myself that I just said that, but it was
I mean,
kind of
it
a
is what it
runaway.
is. It's what it is now, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, well, that's basically
Solid.
2:15. That's great. Uh,
Yeah.
Anyway, um, this race, I thought the top five was pretty good. I mean, I was happy. I've known Mary Nagugi Cooper for a while. She always runs Boston, so you probably
Yeah.
know her pretty well. And she broke 220 for the first time, which
Mhm.
I was impressed with because she's not like old, but she's getting up there. She's been
She's
around a long
yeah.
time,
She's
so
got a
it's
lot of
cool,
racing under her
a
belt now.
lot of racing. So it was cool to see her still be able to get a PR and go well under 220. She was
Yeah.
2:19:25, so I was really happy to see her do that in fifth.
She's just super consistent, and she's like
Mhm.
one of those people who's always in the top 5 podium, in Boston particularly, and I think you kind of root for those people to maybe have their breakthrough day where you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're, like, always right there. You're always so close. It just hasn't
Yes.
come together yet." But there's also not a just sports are not a justice system,
No,
unfortunately.
they're
So, like,
not.
you can do everything right, and you can always be consistent, but maybe it never connects where you get that win, and that's
Right.
just the game. But it's good to see you're still running well and still improving.
Yeah, for sure. Well, on the American side, Dakota Popane was out for a while out in front. I was tracking her. She was on 220 pace and she was holding it pretty steady. And then I saw a split where it started to slow down just a little bit. And I think, like we said, she went for it. It was interesting. I had the broadcast on briefly, and I heard Carrie Tollefson say that she had like a foot thing or an ankle thing or a knee thing, a little leg thing.
Okay.
Um, and so maybe that got her. I don't know. I feel really bad because I haven't really listened to many interviews or anything after this. Because
Yeah, I didn't see too much, to be honest.
yeah.
I mean,
So
it's like you get all the Connor ones, and that's about it.
right. Oh, I was flooded with Connor ones. Yeah,
Yeah,
which I mean, rightfully so.
great, right.
Um, but so she faded a little bit, but still ran a PR. She was seventh in 2:24:21, but about a minute ahead of her was Natasha Rogers, who had a great day in sixth
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. I think Natasha is just incredibly talented. She's also super tough. Um,
Yeah.
I think she said she felt like it was a conservative run, like she went out conservative and felt like it didn't really show how fit she was, but she was happy with it. Obviously, I think it's a PR, right?
I thought it was a PR. I mean, I think she ran 2:23 in
Nagoya.
yeah, but this was I thought it was a PR, not a huge one, but it was.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's her first major, and I mean honestly she debuted at the trials in Orlando and just like had a miserable time, you know. She was
Yeah.
just like, I don't know if this is for me. This I rushed into this. I'm not sure if my body can take it. So it's been nice to see her figure out like her own path. And I think
Yeah.
that's what Natasha just does better than anybody else is she's like, I'm gonna make it work for my
Yes.
personality, for how I my lifestyle, my all the different she just makes it her own and I love that. And so going to Nagoya where it was like out of the spotlight and just being like, I
Mhm.
just want to cover the distance, have it go successfully and then move into the majors. And you know, I don't think she came in saying like I'm going to break 220 or I'm going to be the top America. She just like I'm ready to go. Let's see what it means. And so she's
Yeah.
taken another really good step. Which she finished sixth,
She was 6th. Yep.
sixth. Yeah, so it's a great solid finish.
You're right. With her race in Nagoya, I didn't even know she was racing. And then I saw it in like results or in a newsletter or on social or something. I'm like, what? She ran
Yeah,
2:23? Like, what?
right.
But what a smart move, right? And that's one thing, just to echo what you said, she knows herself. She has been in groups and left groups because she really has her own way of doing things. And like, I mean, it's a lot of work and you got to be confident in what you're doing. And I think she really is a good example of that, of like, I know what works for me. I know what I need to do. I know what makes me happy.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see her run really well. I feel like I've known her forever. She's been around forever because the 2012 Olympic trials, she was like a college kid and made the team place wise, but didn't have the standard. And so it's like all these years later, she's still out there running and
Yeah,
running fast. It's like, I'm like, isn't she old? But she's not. She was just
right.
so
So
young when I learned who she was. Yeah. It's
she was like a
crazy.
junior that year, wasn't she? Or
Yeah.
yeah, just
And it's
crazy.
like, yeah, I just am like, God, she's been around forever. But I'm like, no, she was just so green when I learned who she
Right.
was. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's cool to see, and I like she's taken a break from the sport and come back, and I think she's someone who understands like she needs to be happy
Hmm.
and feel fulfilled to be able to train at the level that's going to give her success or allow her to have success, and she's not like buried on a system of like I'm just going to put my head down and do what so and so says. It's like
Right.
no, like my own happiness is really important here as well. So I think
Yeah.
she'll have that longevity just because she seems to know herself and where to kind of find that peace and enjoyment in the running.
Yeah. Well, she ran great. Dakota's behind her. And then Gabby Rooker got ninth overall for the US. She was the third American. She ran 2:26:32. I think her PR is 2:24. So I
I
don't,
think yeah, she's
yeah.
run a little bit quicker in Chicago. I think she
Hmm.
had probably higher expectations, but I feel like her Boston was like such a rattle for her, you know. And
Yeah.
I think like she clearly has bigger goals, but this was solid, and I think that this is like her bad day. So
Right.
sometimes like when you raise the floor, like okay, this is the bad day. That's
Right.
pretty
That's
good. Now
pretty
let's
good.
keep pushing the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
If we can
And
keep
it seems like she just mentally is in a better place because
Mhm.
she's like already posting on social. Like sometimes if you have a bad day, people like disappear. She
Yeah.
was like posting everything, thanking everyone for the cheers, posting stuff. She sent me a reel about a beardy today. Like she's like, and that made me so happy because I felt like, okay, she's not like in this cave of beating herself up
Yeah.
or anything like that. I am a big Gabby Rooker fan, and I just feel like so much there. Like you were talking about Mary Nagugi Cooper. I feel like something's gonna hit.
Yeah.
Like she at this point she knows the sport better, but she came from a gymnastic background. Her progression was so quick and crazy that like she became a potential favorite to make the team
Mm.
in what year was that? Was that in 2000
24?
or was it
No, that was the most
24?
recent, 24.
Okay. But her progression was just like so quick, and yeah, you're right, it was 24. And so now I feel like she's establishing herself, and it doesn't feel so, I'm sure it just felt so overwhelming to her. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's all just happening so fast.
I mean, I
Um,
think with her, she has, like, incredible life balance too, like, she
mhm.
has a career,
Yep.
I mean, and it's obviously way more difficult to manage that and train really, really hard, but there's, like, perspective of, like, "Oh, this didn't go well, but I still have all these other things
Right, right.
going."
But I really think she has like a special race in her.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
I
am a
get that.
believer. I'm not over it yet. I feel like she has
Yeah,
like
no, you
either a
shouldn't
quick
be.
time or like a really good race on a Boston or a New York course
Yeah.
that she's going to just crush. Um and like I said, if 2:26:30 is the bad, I mean 2 years ago she would have laughed at that. She would have been like, "What? That's my bad day?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 10
Um
in the major,
right. Yeah.
not bad.
One debut that we were looking at was Emily Venter's,
Mhm.
and I just saw that she kept going. I was surprised that she was still running, but I
Right.
did read this like entire thread today by David Monty where he said
Yeah.
that she started to feel lightheaded, and so she stopped at an aid station, and then they took her, but she wanted to keep going. Did you read this?
Yeah, I did. It was a lot.
then yeah, so they like took her blood or something,
Yeah.
and
And they
then
like low sodium.
yeah, so they gave her sodium and allowed her to continue, but by then they had removed all her fluids off the course because they thought she was a DNF. And then she said someone sprayed biofreeze in her eye or something. Did you read that part?
Yeah.
It was actually like an SNL skit.
It's like a
Like
nightmare, yeah.
yeah, like a nightmare. Like all these things are happening. Somebody sprays you in the face with biofreeze, and so I just was impressed that she finished. I was impressed that she finished when I saw it, but I was like, why would you finish? Like
That's
it's not
not
worth it. Yeah.
great. Like, at a certain
Yeah.
point, you're like, "Look, everything's stacked against you, like, you don't need to there what why?" You know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but she did it. Kudos
She
for
did
her.
it. Yeah.
She's a marathoner
So,
now,
I'm sure that we'll be talking about her again in the future in a different
for sure.
capacity because
Yeah,
we both were interested in her debut. We know she can run something really good.
right.
Definitely not, I don't remember what her time was, 3:30. She's definitely not a 3:30 marathoner. Not that that's bad, but
No.
she's
Yeah, she'll
like
be one of those
more than
stories,
an
like,
hour. Yeah.
she'll make the team in 28, and they'll be like, "She was a 3:30 debut
Yeah,
marathon."
yeah, yeah.
Like, "Well, hold on, pump the
Yeah,
brakes."
not quite. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, she is, but not quite. Yeah.
right. It's not
Okay.
exactly how it went. But
Not
I
exactly.
think there's some value. I mean, I like, if I were her, I wouldn't have finished. That just sounds like chaos, and, like, once you step off into a medical tent, kinda
Yeah.
done. But I think even in, like, getting that training block in and then not covering the distance, like, if you make it through 80%, 90% of your training and then have a little hiccup, like, that work's still there, but then you
Yep.
just don't destroy your body on race day. So it snowballs a little bit quicker because you're not like, "Oh, now I have to recover from that big effort." It's like you just
Right.
extinguish the little niggle or whatever it is, and you can still take all that training and move it forward. Finishing it's a little different, but I'm not sure 3:30 beats up her body the same way as
Yeah, true. Yeah. It was a broken up run, it sounds like.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess an afternoon session. She did a double threshold.
Yeah, she did double threshold. A 30-minute break. Okay. Well, any other thoughts on Chicago?
No, it was great. I think got a really good feel for what's happening in the fall, and
Mhm.
that's the fast one. And I think kind of take some threads from training groups and things like that, and see how they impact New York. And we'll get into that in the next couple weeks. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think it's just momentum that's gonna carry through the fall marathon season. It's all exciting stuff.
Yeah. Okay, well, I know that neither of us watched it. But there was another, I just want to hit on it because
Yeah.
otherwise it'll be irrelevant. But Athlos had their second edition, their track meet in New York. Um, they added one field event this year, the long jump, which I thought was interesting. They had it set up in Times Square, but that
Hmm.
was just the first round.
Oh, okay. Funny.
So, but there still wasn't that many women. So I just thought it was interesting. Like they could have just had
The
that could have
whole,
just been it. Yeah.
yeah,
But then
no,
they
right?
went to the stadium the next night and jumped again. But the shots from there looked amazing. It looked like a lot of fun, a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
An interesting way to try to grow the sport and grow crowds and attention. So
Do you think
it
that
looked,
makes a connection, or do you think people are just like walking by, oh, cool, and then just never think about long jump again?
I think it's probably that. But I think for the athletes, it had to be a pretty cool
Yeah.
experience.
And if like 20 people are like, oh,
Right, right. Well, then,
that's
yeah,
20 more
you turn,
people, right?
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's such a strange venue. That's cool. See, and what I liked was that World Athletics and everything was like reposting all these photos. And I liked that just thinking outside the box. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like whether it
Innovation.
innovation, that's not just a carbon plate.
Yeah.
I liked it. But does that grow it? I don't know. I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then
it certainly doesn't hurt. Like, it's not like
no,
taking
no.
away from the sport in any capacity,
Oh,
but it's
absolutely not.
curious.
No, yeah. And then the next night was in the stadium and they ended up selling out. They just had the home stretch section, but they sold it out and it seemed like it was really loud and rowdy and good. Um Again, I just saw clips and I wasn't watching cuz we were doing a live pod.
But we did both see that there was a little bit of a dagger sent to Grand Slam in that there was immediate payments afterwards. The Cash App is probably Visa Cash App, maybe, or something of that nature that was a
Yeah.
sponsor as well. Which I don't know. I don't think that's the shade that's worth throwing because all that tells me is that you didn't do drug testing.
I agree. I
Unless they did,
agree.
in which they should really explain it. Like,
Right.
put
Well,
that out
they said within like moments of the completion of the race, you'd get your money.
there. Right.
But then I'm like, well, then, like, do you just take it back after drug testing? Like, did you have drug testing or not? I don't know. They have, I guess don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure. Is it Otani? What's his last name? I don't know. I'm sure he listens to our pod.
Oh,
Um,
Alexis Ohanahan,
yeah, I'm
something.
thinking of Shohei. Yeah, so I'm sure you're listening to the pod. Let us know, weigh in.
Yeah.
What your drug testing policy is.
I love that they're trying something new. I'm going to give you the things I don't love about it. I
Okay.
want drug testing and I want to know that there's drug testing. I also wish it wasn't so late. And maybe it's just a
Yeah.
scheduling thing, but the track season, like this year, it culminated with the world champs. Everything ended with the world champs. And it just feels like this 3 week later tag on. It's still fun. Don't get me wrong. All the people that were there, like Hodgkinson's and Hiltz and everyone and Faith Kipyegon, like they had huge stars, but
Right.
it's so removed. Like if you did gain a new fan, they can't just turn
Right.
around and go watch more track now.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean? It's not like they have to wait till the indoor season to know that there is an indoor season. So I just feel like it's so late that if they're like, oh, I can't wait to watch track and field, and they're like, well, you actually can't watch it until next May.
Come back next
Yeah. So that I would love to like to see changed. And then I saw that the owner,
year.
Mr. Serena, I'm gonna call him Alexis. I think it's Ohanahan. I should know this. Um, but he said that they're looking at adding more events next year. But he said that he wants to do team competitions based on sponsors. And I don't know why my initial reaction is don't do that. Like
Yeah.
Lululemon can't field a team. Now, like, does that mean Nikki Hiltz doesn't get to compete? I mean, maybe there's like open people, but he thinks it's going to incentivize shoe companies. He called them sneaker companies too, which made me giggle. But he thinks it's going to incentivize shoe companies to invest in more athletes. But I don't think they can create bigger budgets just so they can put people in the athletes meet, right? So there's so much I love about it. I love these women getting so much attention. I love the hype. I love that it's totally different than anything else out there. I just want them to drug test and I want them to do it during the season. And I don't want them to do this sponsor competition part. But that's all.
How do you feel about it being women's only?
I think it's fun at first, but then I think like I don't think I mean I think it's fun at first. I think it's fun because I think it starts small, whatever. But I don't think you could do a men's only league.
No,
So I
I would not. Yeah, just picturing
and
that.
I think you bring in men. Now maybe you can also open up the backstretch for ticketing, right? Maybe you'll have even more fans come.
Right.
I mean
It's like
right
phase
now,
two.
yeah, I think right now that's the future is just women's only. I think they brought on I think Gabby Thomas was an original
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
person
there's a
in
partnership. Yeah.
charge. Yeah, and then they brought in Carrie Richardson and Tara Davis Woodall this year. And so it's all female led and but I don't know, what do you think? Long term, do you think that stands? Like especially if they
No,
go for multiple meets, which they've talked about having multiple meets.
I think if they go multiple meets, they'll probably try and keep it women's only. Like, build it small first and then grow it out and then try to replicate it all with the men later. But I don't know. I just don't know how you can have track and field without the other gender in there.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. They did have Noah Lyles out there. I saw a video of him
Yeah.
dancing. It looked
Yeah.
cool.
I know you sent it to me. It's really great. Um, well, they had a lot of stars there, right? Which I
Yeah.
think that's fun. It's different. It's like everyone's like partying after. I like so much about it. I like that it's outside of the box. I like that they jumped in Times Square. I like that it's not just traditional track and field. But again, I just think like, okay, how is this long term going to work? And if they have multiple meets and the athletes have to sign on to them, which is fine. We saw that with Grand Slam. But then I just feel like, well, at what point, like, are you going to add men? I mean, like, it's called Athlos, though. Isn't that like a female thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's and like he's been very specific about investing in women's sports and like this
Right.
being new like the next frontier and this is going to be where we can make money.
But how would we feel if a men's league started and it got more money behind it?
There's no way.
Right. Like,
Like
we would be
people would lose
pissed.
shit.
Right. So just something to think about. I like how
Yeah,
you brought that up. Yeah.
I find it interesting, but
It is interesting.
I mean, I get that it's your money. He's investing his own money, and it's what he's passionate about. And
Hmm.
it'll be interesting too. I know there's been conversation of like when will it be profitable? Will it be profitable? Like how long do you
I think he
invest
said
in
it'll be at least a few years.
it? Yeah,
So that
yeah,
means he has to like keep it alive, which I mean, he's a billionaire, so I think he's gonna be fine. If he has to keep it going for a few more years. Yeah. I don't know.
yeah,
It looks like fun. It looks like a fun idea. Just long term, it'll be super interesting to follow to see what happens. And but please, Alexis, please move it up.
yeah.
Because
No,
anyone
I
that
think
went there that thought it was cool, they want to go watch these people race again, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm actually taking time off. I'm not racing for a while." You know?
this was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like particularly with World Athletics saying we want the championships to close the year, that's why we've pushed them so far back. It just feels like disjointed. Like,
Yes.
okay, we
That's the
don't
perfect
really
word.
fall in line with what track's doing. We're just going to do our own thing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, yeah. But it's also like, I think it gets a lot of its energy being the last hurrah. You know,
Right.
you
Yeah.
can do more dancing. You can get your money right on the spot and be like, let's go party. And it
Right.
has more of that, like, I mean, it's like Fifth Ave,
Right.
right? But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Anyhow, we'll see. We'll see what
Okay.
changes are made. But it seems like it's going to keep existing for a couple years. And like, that's such a good thing to be able to create tradition and community around an event too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay,
cool.
cool.
Let's do you want to do top five?
Sure, let's do top 5.
I think we were supposed to have a sponsor today, but we'll solve
We'll do that next week.
that. We'll solve that next week.
No,
Uh,
Chris, we don't know what we're doing.
yeah, I got
Um,
it somewhere, and it just came to my mind.
okay, I have one.
All right,
Just
go for
because
it.
it's sitting here, because I'm going to give it to my friend. I read this book. She didn't see it coming, and it was so good. And it was so slow. And every chapter, I was like, huh? 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 All the way to the very end.
You didn't see it coming, huh?
I did not see it coming. So I highly recommend it. She didn't see it coming
Okay,
just
well, I
because
like
it's sitting next to me, but it was really good.
Oh, you pulled one out of my playbook, right? What's right next to me? That's the thing. I'm gonna go with my friend Andy and his now wife Jenny for their wedding. It was an awesome time in a beautiful place, and he's a big community guy, so it was just like a weekend of hanging out with friends. And it's hard to
Aw,
travel, it's hard to get places, but it was very important to be there to support them, and I'm glad I did it because it was super fun.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go on the same vein with the Vandovers. That's who we went to Costa Rica with. They're here all week. Melena's looking at colleges, and it's just fun having them around. We
yeah.
have our house is pretty big for 3 people, and it's nice to have the house filled. All the bedrooms are taken, and it's just good energy around. So it's gonna be rough when Cole has to go to school tomorrow, but it's been real fun having them
Right, well,
here.
that's funny. All right. Well, I'm going to bring it back to Chicago. I'm going to go with everyone who took a big swing, whether it connected or not. I think it's super brave to put a big goal out there, take a chance. And I think now was the time to do it. And then there's always another day to play it safe. But if you're brave enough to take a big swing, you're in the top five.
I like that. That's perfect. Do you have a final one?
Yeah, I do. Do you want me to do
Go
it?
for it. Yeah, do it.
Bring it to you up, but I think that the top one or this last one here has to go to Connor Mantz.
Yeah. Okay, that's
American record, heck of a year so far. And he said he's not done yet. He's going to try and rally back for cross country. World cross country is in the US next year. So he wants to be on that team. And man, if he can make that turnaround, that would be very impressive.
and
But
it is tight. Like worlds are in January. So,
trials are December, yeah.
yeah. So it's a tight turnaround, but something tells me he can do it.
I think he'll be fine. I
I
think
think
he
he's going to be
will.
great. And he is a two-time NCAA cross country champion.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like that's his baby. Like I think he
Yeah.
likes cross quite a bit. It's just not
Right.
well recognized or run as frequently. And so I think it'll be great to see him turn around and try and tackle that. But what a year that would be from January to December, just crushing. So
Yeah.
it's got to
Good
go to Connor
one.
Meats. Yeah.
Absolutely. Connor Mantz.
Sweet. Well, thanks for a great show. This has been fun.
Thanks.
I'll see you next week.
See ya.